Welcome back, everyone. Camhail here, starting episode 2 of the Banner Saga. I'm gonna click resume. I had to get off of the game last time. It had crashed. Biggest problem is that I finished the cutscene for me, so I didn't even know what it said. So I figure out. Looks like we're gonna go into the docks, though. We just finished up our fight up at the castle there, so I head to the docks. Vognir. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version, tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old, and if there's Wagner, there must be Hakan. Must there? Still bleeding tribute from the poor and stupid, old yaks. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jorundur demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returning from Aberang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakan motions the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering, golden wolf-head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakan has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing that you're around, Hakan. Then you're going to Grofheim? I had the distinct feeling I finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but, let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Mogar? Hakan, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few. Others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Mogar. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Okay. Interesting. Weariness suddenly settles in as you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it's been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall can find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Vognir's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakan or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Ooh, I can go to the Great Hall or I can speak with them. But first, I think they said we upgraded a couple people. I don't know how to do that. Maybe, no, I don't know. Whatever. Hakan seems pretty morbid. Or we can go let's go talk to the prince. Let's go sit down to the prince. Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must have been working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're with Vognir? I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Vognir a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grofheim with my guards. Ludin looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying ties to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? Just want to introduce myself. You collect taxes for the Varl territories? A true pleasure. Yes. An awkwardness hangs in the air like a thick fog. You take the opportunity to depart. So my guy apparently is not very good at speaking. Just like me. Talk to Hakan. Scrivener! You find Hakan in a meat house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees as many. Hakan waves you over. Went straight for a flagon? Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if I only lived as long as a yak's fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself, too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakan. Hakan would slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he for cutting a swath through the dredge at Wagner's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the mead house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. Alright, let's go to sleep. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Darn hard to tell with a sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. All there, just as promised, to your mild supplies. Surprise. You wonder if Eric had anything to do with that. Hey, 20 renown. Your guards take the treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagner is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Mogar steps forward, Wagner's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We're ready. You follow Mogar and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort, just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand as well as a whole, you think. Alright, we're leaving the city. On our way. Oh, cool, there's Strand. Oh, that's sweet. I like this. We've been traveling one day. Yeah, this is cool. On our second day. Do we not sleep? Do we just continue walking? So pretty much this guy, this prince, I'm not understanding what he's supposed to be doing. Oh, here we go. The caravan stops for the day. A gift, says Mogar, cracking open mead casks. From our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter as the mead is passed throughout camp. Drink a little, drink a lot. Toss to Wagner. So, I'm not Wagner, right? So that would not be narcissistic. I really hope it's not, because I want to toast to him. You raise your drink, toasting to the alliance between man and Varl. The others join in. Ludin's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually, you sit down beside Wagner. Let's chat. Thanks for the speech, slurs Wagner. That's it? Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Mogar, I thought the darned governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried. Then he asked me to help clean up his mess. For your benefit, turns out. I'd have given the job to you, too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Ludin? Hopefully the boy goes back to Amarang on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like a con. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Haha! Don't you miss the fight, Ubin? You down your mead instead of replying. Wagner slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force this some kind of lineage. Used to be, warriors would follow you for what you've done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm the next in line? These lines are getting muddy, old Varl. They've always been muddy, Wagner. Wagner stands into the campfire, lost in thought. You leave him to it. So this king is... So the king is a human. And... He's a prince, alright? So he's like the son of something? He's the son of a leader? Ugh, this is confusing. Oh well. Your eyes groggily. The campsite is of... oh goodness. Let's restart. Whew, man. Your eyes groggily. The campsite, a casualty of merriment. Mogar is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up. You nudge Wagner. You're needed. Ah, it's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Ha! We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. So do we get to see the map? Is it like a map function? That'd be awesome. Oh, there is. Sweet. World map. Click and drag the map to look around. A portrait icon shows where your caravan is in the world. You can also click it on any location to get some history about it. When you're done on the map, click the X button at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so, where are we at? Meh. Han? Braun? Can't tell if this is B or an H. The long snowfields, tall mountains, and sparse woods of Hran. It used to be the gathering place of Dredge during the Second Great War. As Varl pushed them ever northward, they took the land and settled to themselves, preferring the cold expanses over the warm, busier lands of men to the south. Now the territory is almost entirely Varl. Okay. So this is really intricate. Like you can get straight up everywhere. This is really nice. I like this. Aberang. Let's see what that is. From humble beginnings to the eventual seat of power for the king, Aberang is the most populated and contested city throughout the human lands. As each new generation of residents builds another ring of walls which sprawl outwards from the cliffs, the city continues to grow larger, more indulgent, and more dangerous. So we're here. I can't zoom in or anything. We just got out of Venderfell. Oh, no, we got out of the little one. I don't know, it's not showing really up. The right foot. Oh, that's cool, I like that. The left foot. Alright, well, we're gonna get out of this map screen. We're gonna go back to the walking. We head north, then east, past the forts. Grofheim's far from the Strand. Going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Ludden. Why not take the ships to Skrymirstad? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the long ships. Too bad, though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Skrymirstad. Skrymirstad. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Ludin exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flap as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off of, too. Ludden's got a shorter wick than Hakan. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half day to Venderfell if we're lucky. Venderfell. Hey, camp, okay? Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter the camp at any time by clicking the camp button in the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. A high morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Click leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready back on the road. Click the hero's tent. One or more of your units is injured. Injured units can still fight, but have a penalty to max strength equal to the number of days wounded. They heal as time passes. So everyone's injured for a day. Wait, no. Only Gnolf is injured for a day. Alright. Click on a unit. Okay, let's promote Gnolf. Tempest. The Warhawk uses his massive weight to sweep his weapon around himself, hitting multiple adjacent targets, friend or foe, for normal strength damage. Tempest triggers the Warhawk's passive ability, Heavy Impact, which then in turn causes a chain reaction of destruction if used in close quarters, keeping the Warhawk out of the harm's way until late in the fight will maximize his effectiveness. Rank 1 hits up to 2 enemies, rank 2 hits up to 3, rank 3 hits up to 4. Armor, strength, willpower, don't know. Alright, can I upgrade this? Heavy Impact. The warrior hits so hard that any enemy standing adjacent to his target on a strength attack will take 1 strength damage from the shockwave. Hitting a large target like a Varl or Dredge, who takes up 4 tiles, can potentially cause an impact across many more victims than hitting a single square target such as a human. No points available. 0 points available. What is this then? Ludin's the Prince of Men, the next in line to become the king of the continent. He's not well liked amongst either peers or rivals, mostly due to his high-born attitude. However, not many will claim that he isn't smart, a well-trained fighter, or lacking courage. He currently finds himself, somewhat against his will, on a visit to the Jarl capital and what his father hopes to become a new era of rule by lineage. No kills. He sucks. All right, Hakan. I have no. What's the point? It says I have everyone ranked up. I have no skill points to put. All right, well, let's just back up. Where's the? There we go. Look at that. It says rank up. I think that's what the one means. Huh. Whatever. Alright. Leave, rest, training. We'll rest today. There, now we'll leave.
Weatherfell. Even the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
We're pretty big now. Wow. No clansmen, 85 fighters, and 366 Varl. Wow. By Handerborg. That's a lot of Varl for some missing cattle. What? A couple days back, sent word to Strand about the cattle. Didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself, until it sinks in that you aren't here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? Wouldn't know. My boy's seen men up in the hills, carrying them away. Don't know many men can hoist a whole cow by himself. Scaflings out there, maybe? Could they have Varro working for them? Not from what the governor told me. I'm going to take a look around and get the camp set up. The peasant spits, his eyes anxiously darting about as the caravan sets up tents. We'll be here no more than a day. There's silver for any food you've got. For hundreds of Varl? Are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You're thinking of squatting? Not enough room for a couple hunters here. Forget hundreds of... Shut up! Hear that? Where's Ludin? It's faint. Sounds like fighting and something else. Hakan takes off at a run. Ooh, get the battle going. It's probably the last thing we do in this episode. Load. Here we go. Oh, we got a battle. Where was that thing? Oh my gosh. Oh, sweet. What? Oh, cool. Okay, we can do that. Spearmen can attack diagonally and up to 2 tiles away. Press tab or click the top right banner. To compare the stats of enemies, now click the enemy. What? Hold on. So 15, 16, 8, and 10. So, okay. Tag it for 1. For each point the enemy's armor is higher than your strength, there's a 10% chance the attack will be deflected. Notice the chance hit show attack button. Attack the enemy. Deflect. Deflected attacks do no damage. From here on out, you will fail catastrophically if you don't break armor. Damaging both strength and armor is equally important. Catastrophically. That's really weird. Oh well. Oh jeez. Is that Ludin? Oh my gosh. I think that was like the guy. Like, the guy. Oh jeez. Alright, you have the sundering Interpack. We'll go here. Check. Do a nice little attack. Wait, hold on. I don't know what you're doing. Hold on. No. Attack. No, attack him. Attack his... Yeah, there we go. With 2, make it 4. Bam, taking down your armor. I have really bad strategy in these kind of games, so this is going to be really interesting. This guy cannot move very much, but that's okay. Bring the pain. Break damage to target plus 1, return the favor. Okay, I don't know what that is, so we're just gonna end the turn. 8, 10. Alright, this guy's done. We're gonna walk right there. And then attack. Ooh, we can do 4. Oh yeah, let's do 4. That's his turn. Ouch! That's your turn. Attack. Break 2 more. Break a 4. Bam! Down to 7. Oh geez, this is gonna be like a little critical bonus. Ouch! Stop it. Alright, we can go here. Now have this guy engage here. Attack him, attack him. There we go. 2 or 2. We'll take down his armor real quick with a, yeah. Bam. I don't know what that did. Oh, okay. This guy's turn? Oh, no, stop. Should I attack this guy? I should probably attack this guy. I gotta attack this guy. We'll do... Yeah. That's not much damage for that. Ouch, don't die. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. Okay. We have a 7 damage we can do on him. Oh, man. But... Oh, apologize.